How you going, everyone? Josh the Collector Guy. Hope you all had an awesome week yet again this week, ladies and gentlemen. As I always say during the start of each vid, hope you're able to get out to some swap meets, maybe flea markets, or even just popped into the shops and found some cool cars there on the pegs. Hope you had an awesome week, everyone, and hope you found some awesome cars as well. Well, these are my finds for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Got some stuff from a swap meet just here. Went with Dad. Had lots of fun, found a couple of little cars here and there, not too much, but still a really good swap meet. Got an M2 machine there, I'll share with you just in a second. Some Redlines I forgot to mention last week, these are from 2 weeks ago. I forgot to show them or tell you about them in last week's vid, but I'll share them with you today. Some really cool ones, Sizzlers and some good old Redlines just there, really nice ones there too to get through. But first up, we'll start off with the old M2 machine here. Very cool, mighty 57 Chevy Bel Air. Love the old 57 Chevs. And it's pretty limited too, only one of 5,000. That's probably quite a bit, but these days I reckon that's not a lot with the way things are and that, but there are a lot more limited vehicles, believe me. Very cool, love the old 57 Chevs, as I just said. One of my all-time favourite Chevys ever made. Really cool, picked that up at the reject shop over here in Australia. They've got a new batch of them in. Some of them are limited to a 5,000. Some of them don't have the sticker on there. I thought it was worth grabbing. It was pretty cheap. So really cool. That's the cheapest the M2s are over here as well. So really glad to add that one to the collection. As I say all the time, I really don't buy too many M2s. When they're cars like this, always got to grab them. But I don't go out to the shop every single week and buy what I can of them. They're just a bit too expensive sometimes, but they do some really cool models and that, and really good detail, as I said in previous vids. And I probably gave you a bit of a riddle there with my speech, what I just said, but anyway, very cool. Glad I could pick one of those up. And as I said, went to a little swap meet with Dad today, found lots of cool little things, some NASCAR things, but I'll start off with the old 90s cars here. The old half blue, half white cards, the old Big Chill. Remember this one greatly from when I was a kid, the old snowmobile thing with the big huge engines in the back there. Very cool, wild looking model. Always one I'll always remember because of the skis on the front. They're always like a fluoro red, fluoro orange, and I think the one I have is white. This one's silver, so it's a different variation, so that's pretty cool. Have a look on the back, the old collector's tip there. I'll have to read that one later. That's very cool. Love the old collector's tips on the back of these old cars. And I don't think I've got this one. I've been after it for quite a while though. The old custom Corvette from the Spy Sprint series. Just because I love these old Corvettes. Very nice car. One of my favourite Corvettes ever made by Hot Wheels. And it's sad to say they don't make it anymore. Another collector's tip there. I'll have to read that one too later as well. Very nice. Love my old 90s stuff. The stuff I grew up with, as I always jabber on about during each and every vid, and leads us to these ones now too, the old NASCAR transporters. I grew up with these as well, surprisingly enough, that I live in Australia. They actually marketed these over here. Well, but I don't remember the ones with the trucks on it though. I always remember the ones from the Winston Cup or whatever, like the Ernie Irving's Texaco Ford there. But we'll start off with Mike Skinner's GM Goodwrench Chevy Silverado. Now, I've always wanted to know who drove the GM Goodwrench truck, what looked like Dale Earnhardt's. Now I finally know it was Mike Skinner. I think that says Mike Skinner. Oh, Richard Childress Racing RCR. You gotta love the old black, the old GM Goodwrench black with all the trimming and that. Oh, probably one of the best paint schemes ever in NASCAR, along with Richard Petty's STP blue car. Another beautiful car as well. Always love the GM Goodwrench colours though, no matter what they put on her. Really cool. Glad to add that one to the collection. I think I do have it, but I think the box is different. I think the one I have of this is more like this box. But anyway, I'll have to dig through my boxes and that to have a look. Now we get old Ernie Irving's Texaco or Valvoline Ford. I think it's a Thunderbird or something. Now, Davey Allison used to drive the old number 28 Texaco car, but unfortunately he passed away at Daytona in a helicopter crash, which is pretty sad. He was quite a good driver, and I think Ernie Irving always wanted, well, he wanted to drive Davy's car, because him and Davy were very good friends, and I think the crew chief or something, or the team owner, I'm not really too sure, Robert Yates Racing, that's what the team name was called. I think there was a big lawsuit about it. The guy didn't want Ernie driving for the team, but I think it all got sort of sorted out, and I know Ernie Irving has won the 91 Daytona 500, and he has won a lot of other races as well. He was a pretty good driver, and also known as Swervin' Irvin, as I've been told. So, I really do like Ernie Irving. I like his old number 4 Kodak car, his old Chevy and that, very cool, but do have a soft spot for old Ernie Irving. I know he's driving a Ford, but very cool. Remember these from when I was a kid. I actually had this one loose from when I was a kid too. It's in one of my boxes under my bed just down there. They're all in there. I don't know how many there are. I think there's at least 20. Dad bought so many when I was a kid, but still very cool. Love finding them all boxed up, and they're in pretty mint condition as well, as you can see. Like usually the ones I sometimes see and get, they're all got dust on them. They're all banged up in the corners and that. It's like they've just been taken out of a case. They're that new, in my opinion. So they're very cool. Glad to add them. Love the old NASCAR stuff. Which leads us now to the mighty Redlines. As I said, got these off eBay the other week. Forgot to tell you last week that I was going to show them this week, but anyway, here they are. Some very cool Sizzlers. I am a big fan of the Sizzlers. What should we start off with? This one here. What's this one called? Hothead. Very cool. As you can see, I think the chrome's all disappeared. I think the batteries inside have leaked a little tiny bit. I know one of them was a bit sweaty when I bought it. I mean, when I opened it out of the box, I mean, but it's a bit unfortunate about the old Sizzlers with the batteries, with the way batteries are. They always leak when they're very old. What's this one called? Live wire. Very cool. Sort of looks like bug eye a bit. Very cool, the old Sizzlers. These three are in brown. Probably not one of the most popular colours, I would imagine, over blue or red. I'm sure all the kids these days would, even back then in the 70s and the 60s, they'd choose red and blue over like brown and that. But the brown looks pretty good, I have to admit. And the old Pontiac Trans Am, someone stuck stickers on it too. That's a really cool little feature. The old Hearst shifter sticker there, the old moon eyes. Very cool indeed. Really cool, the old Sizzlers. Don't find too many around at all. I know all the ones I've had to buy are either from my diecast meet, which is probably very rarely I've found them there, if not at all, but mostly off eBay I've had to find all these. And this one, what's the Vantum, it's called, in chrome, but as you can see, pretty tarnished on the sides, but hey, that doesn't bother me. And she's made in the USA as well, can't get any better than that. Very cool indeed. And a little bit of information about this one. If I had to buy her in real life, I don't think I'd have to pay any money for it. I got it for so cheap. Very cool indeed. Reminds me of a Chevy van a bit, but I am biased. Very cool looking van. Did come out in gold. Another series of Sizzlers they did. They did them in chrome colours, like gold chrome and normal chrome. I don't know if that made any sense, but very cool. Probably one of, in mint condition, very pricey little Sizzlers. Same with this one here. Pretty sure it's called the Phantom, I think. Made in Hong Kong. These guys here, all made in Mexico. The van, that was also made in Mexico and the USA, but I think near the end of the run for the Sizzlers, they were more made in Hong Kong, which is the Lotus here. It is called a Lotus. I think it's an Esprit or something like that. I'm probably saying that wrong. But mint condition, probably a little bit pricey. I know I've never seen a boxed up original Sizzler at all. I've always seen the reproduction ones boxed up, but I haven't seen a original one boxed up. So that's pretty cool. I like the old shape of the Lotus. Very cool indeed. I think it's actually James Bond's Lotus as well. Very cool. Love the Sizzlers. Very cool little series by Hot Wheels indeed. Now we get to the mighty Redlines. Got the old two Ford J cars here. The old Hong Kong base. The USA base and antifreeze. Love the old antifreeze, but the back pops off that one, which has been unfortunate, and I don't think this one does. No. Very cool. Love the old antifreeze colour. Another one of my favourite castings, the old whipped creamer. Absolutely love it. The old turbine, what spins in the back there. Sliding up windscreen, very cool. Number 60. On the, don't think these ones would have came with stickers, but if they did, I never knew that. Very cool. Love the old whipped creamer. Got another one up there in the pink, which is just there. Don't have too many of the whipped creamers. Always like tracking them down though. They're just so cool. There's just something about the whipped creamers what I absolutely love. It's just such a wacky design done by Hot Wheels. Old Jet Threat, very cool little casting as well. Surprisingly, the windshield's still on this one, considering this one looks like it's been played around with a little bit and gone through the mud. As you can see, certainly lives up to the name there. I think the windscreen's just popped off too. Yeah, that hasn't happened before, but anyway, I'll fix that up. Oh, Redline one, I'm pretty sure this one came out in the black wall as well. I think. I should have looked in my book before I did the vid, shouldn't I? But very cool. The old plum or magenta with the yellow flames. You always got to put flames on something. The almighty custom fleet side. This one's a Hong Kong one as well. I can never really manage to find a USA one, but very cool. Love the old custom fleet sides, the old El Caminos. Very nice indeed. Unfortunately, her bed's missing, but hey, very cool. It just adds character. Very nice aqua colour. I know on the camera I'm actually looking at it now. This is a blue, but looking at it in real, well, how can I say, real life, I guess. That's a bit stupid to say that. Aqua. It's actually aqua. It's absolutely funny how it's coming up on the camera. Very unusual, but it is aqua. Another colour I've been after of this one. Don't have too many of the custom fleet sides though. I know all. Well, I've only got two, I think. I've got an orange one and a purple one. I think that's about it. But still very cool. Always like tracking these ones down. And probably one of the coolest cars. This is also aqua as well. The old Beatnik Bandit done by Big Daddy Ed Roth. Look at that beautiful paint scheme on that. Look at that. Not even touched. Not even played with hardly, besides a few chips at the front there. Looks pretty much mint condition, but I know the wheels are a bit played with and that. The engine I think's missing. I know the carb I think's still there. Interior, like the bubbles, like pretty much, like it's a bit scuffed there, but really clean bubble as well. Underneath it's a little bit aged in that, but very, very cool. Probably one of the nicest paint jobs on this one. It's not touched at all. Very nice indeed. Love the old Beatnik Bandits too. Very cool little car as well. Well, hope you enjoyed this week's vid, everyone. Hope I didn't jabber on too much for you. I know there wasn't a lot this week, but hey, I still hope you enjoyed. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thanks for tuning in each and every week, guys. Sorry for the late upload, but it'll be late. The upload will be late this week as well. It'll be done on Monday, Australian time, but hope you enjoy nevertheless, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate everyone tuning in, always writing really nice comments and always commenting about the stuff I get. I really do appreciate it, guys and girls. Thank you very much. Well, that's it for this week's vid, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed. And remember, as always, happy hunting. Keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Have an awesome week.